You see, whenever Rahul Gandhi speaks about anything which is against RSS, they equate it with defaming the country. Rahul Gandhi's biggest achievement is to expose the real core of Modi government of RSS BJP combined, which is that they have nothing else under the sky except Hindu-Muslim agenda. Rahul Gandhi single-handedly has exposed it. I don't know how much money, maybe billions of rupees, not even crores, have been spent in last 10 years, 12 years to demolish the persona, demolish the identity, demolish the entire image of Rahul Gandhi. What is Brand Modi? Brand Modi is me and myself, me and my way. Brand Modi is about hatred against imagined perceived enemy. He is he's an event manager. All his shows over last 10 years abroad have been big events. Congress party approach is very different. It's a process-oriented approach. We will be able to overthrow Modi government with the help of Indian people through the power of vote.
If you're not bothered about controversies, if Rahul Gandhi is raising all the right issues which are clicking with the people, so has Rahul Gandhi outshined Modi's dominance? Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, Truth Be Told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. If you look at the social media today, one of the top trending subjects is Rahul Gandhi's visit to US. And he's made a number of points while he was interacting with the Indian diaspora in Texas and Dallas. And some of the broad pointers which have come out from his interactions, which have already stoked so much of controversy. One of them is that he said that his job is to inject humility, respect, and love, which is missing in Indian politics. Apart from this, he also has targeted RSS, saying that RSS believes that India is one idea, but Congress believes in the multiplicity of ideas. He even lauded China for its manufacturing potential, and that has caused heartburns for BJP. And they've already said that, he doesn't speak of a pro-India agenda, and he's out there to defame India whenever he's on the foreign soil. Apart from that, there's another comment which is creating a lot of stir, and that is Rahul Gandhi's comment on women, where he has said that RSS wants women to stay at home. They should cook food, but they should not talk about their rights. Now, the big question which we are asking, that has brand Rahul Gandhi grown bigger than Modi? Because if you contrast his interactions with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and especially post-2024 elections, everybody has started drawing the comparison, whether it is in terms of optics, whether it is in terms of narratives, whether it is in terms of issues which are projected by both the leaders. So the million-dollar question, which we are going to find out answers to, is Rahul bigger than Narendra Modi? Has Rahul Gandhi outshined Modi's dominance? Today with us, a very special guest. He's a CWC member. He's a Congress administration in charge. And he's also Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's advisor. Gurdeep Singh Sappal today on our special show, Truth Be Told. So thank you so much for joining. And Gurdeep, the first question, of course, which comes out from Rahul Gandhi's interactions, BJP has already started saying, and their troll army, that whenever Rahul Gandhi is on the foreign soil, he starts defaming the country. What would you say to a narrative like this? And does it really have a meaning at this point of time?
You see, whenever Rahul Gandhi speaks about anything which is against RSS, they equate it with defaming the country. But RSS people forget that RSS has several branches throughout the world. Several branches. Even Prime Minister Modi, when he was a pracharak, he spent several years in US. What was he doing in US? Was he praising the Indian government, Congress government at that time? He was, of course, out of the country, pointing out RSS point of view, pointing out the ideology that RSS hold, and criticizing Indian government. And Modi himself, even after becoming Prime Minister, has criticized India before his tenure on several occasions. We can count so many occasions. So Modi can do whatever they want to do, RSS can do whatever they want to do, but Rahul Gandhi should not speak his mind. He's only speaking about what type of India he wants. He's only speaking about Congress ideology. He's only speaking about the problems which are back in India created by RSS ideology and Modi government. And this is not wrong.
But Gurdeep, do you think that there's so much of heartburn within the BJP because whatever Rahul Gandhi is talking about currently puts his personality in a sharp contrast with what Prime Minister Narendra Modi stands for, whether it is the idea of hatred versus love, whether it is the idea of one India versus the multiplicity of diverse traditions and conventions which India stands for. Does Rahul's personality stand in a sharp contrast with Prime Minister Modi? And even BJP knows that his Modi's persona is on the decline, and which is why this kind of a sharp targeting and attack on Prime Minister on Rahul Gandhi.
This is not about personalities. Rahul Gandhi's biggest achievement is to expose the real core of Modi government of RSS BJP combined, which is that they have nothing else under the sky except Hindu-Muslim agenda. Rahul Gandhi single-handedly has exposed it. And now the BJP finds that it has no agenda. Everything that they do was only based on propaganda. So today everything is coming apart. After this election, people, as Rahul Gandhi says, they have stopped fearing Modi government. So once they stop fear, the fear factor is gone. Then all those weaknesses have started coming out. And the timing is such that after 10 years, all the works done by the developmental works done by Modi stands exposed. Every day some train is getting derailed. Every day there's a small or major rail accident happening. Every day the infrastructure built by Modi government, be it bridges, be it roads, be it the new parliament building, be it statues, they have not been able to even survive for a few months or in some cases 2 or 3 years. And then on the question of production, make in India, they have nothing on record to show after 10 years. On question of unemployment, they have nothing to show. On the question of price rise, they have nothing to show. So Rahul Gandhi, after taking his Bharat Jodo Yatra, has clearly exposed that this government is nothing but about hatred and Hindu-Muslim issue. And this is what hits Modi and his government most severely. It hits them. And that is why they are after his image. They are trying to demolish his image. I don't know how much money, maybe billions of rupees, not even crores, have been spent in last 10 years, 12 years to demolish the persona, demolish the identity, demolish the entire image of Rahul Gandhi. But today the country knows the truth. So today whatever BJP is reacting, it's an old script of a film which people have stopped taking seriously. It's a script which is bound to fail and flop.
I'm just taking a cue from what you just said. And that brings me to the question that has then Rahul Gandhi managed to demolish brand Modi in the past few years? And of course, the last 2 years since the time the Bharat Jodo Yatra began and the way he's interacting with various sections of the society. Today also, like when he was interacting, he spoke about the power of listening, that one must listen more than speaking. So does it go to show that now, with all his interactions gradually and slowly, he's almost demolished brand Modi?
What is brand Modi? Brand Modi is me and myself, me and my way. Brand Modi is about hatred against imagined perceived enemy. Brand Modi is about authoritarianism. Brand Modi is about reckless decisions without listening to what the ground realities are, without even going after a problem in a scientific approach. So Rahul Gandhi has effectively exposed this brand, the limitations of this brand. And now this brand stands thoroughly exposed. You talk to people on the street, people who were really, really loving Narendra Modi for past few years have started now questioning his ways. People who have supported his Notbandi, people who have supported the Corona thing by banging thalis and bells, people who have stood by him, now they have started questioning what is happening in this country. Now they're asking, where are the jobs? Now they are asking why paper leaks are happening. They are asking why corruption is being seen in every walk of life. Why so many skilled people are unemployed? Why there is no preparation for the challenges by AI? People are asking these questions. You go to any nook and corner of the country, and Rahul Gandhi, by his consistent approach of going directly to people, as it said in today's interaction also, that Congress party, as the entire opposition, was faced with one big problem, that whatever the opposition said, whatever Congress said, and whatever Rahul Gandhi said was blacked out from the media. The entire media was controlled. The social media environment was being controlled. People were living in silos. There was no way to put across our point of view, put across Rahul Gandhi's point of view, Congress point of view to people. So he decided, let us go back to the original script. And this entire answer came from freedom movement. When the entire media was controlled by Britishers, when there was no way to communicate, when the entire institutions were captured by Britishers, then what did Mahatma Gandhi do? He went to people. What did Congress party do? It went to people, directly communicated with them. Rahul Gandhi did the same thing through Bharat Jodo Yatra. He started a yatra, 4,000 kilometers yatra, went directly to people, communicated with them, and that power of people-to-people communication is there to be seen. That is why, despite all the limitations that the Modi government, the media, and the institutions placed on us, there is a formidable challenge to Modi government in the parliament and on the streets today. And that is what Rahul Gandhi has been able to do by going directly to people.
But since he is in a direct touch with the people on the ground, and you yourself said that he's directly contacting the people, he's directly talking to them, listening to them, does this situation, and I mean, I'm just asking for your analysis as to how you understand that, does this situation make it difficult for Modi to compete with Rahul in terms of optics now? Now, the entire world has seen for the last 10 years the way all the time Prime Minister Narendra Modi was focused on the camera. The cameras were focused on Narendra Modi. But now gradually this pattern seems to be changing. So as and when the things are happening, is it making the situation more difficult for Modi to compete in terms of optics as well now, as far as Rahul's projections are concerned?
I think it is wrong to reduce everything in terms of Modi. This is a parallel exercise. We are in democracy. In democracy, people are the stakeholders. People are saying. And what Rahul Gandhi is doing, he's listening to them. He's articulating their thoughts. He's articulating their problems. And this is a new phase in Indian democracy. Indian democracy was a product of independence movement, except an aberration of emergency. This democracy continuously flourished, strengthened its roots. And suddenly, in last few years, there was this attack, concerted attack by the Modi government on democracy. And now what people have done is, people, since they are the stakeholders, and throughout the world, Neelu, democracies cannot survive if people do not want it to survive. Political parties are only one of the stakeholders. Public, the citizens are the major stakeholders. And now people in this election have given a message that they want democracy to thrive, they want democracy to survive. And Rahul Gandhi is taking forward that message from people. Rahul Gandhi is taking forward that message that yes, it's a country, it's a big country, one single ideology, one single point of view, one single formula, one single whatever BJP now very fondly says, one nation, one language, one election, one ration card. This is not the way forward. It's a big country. It's a country full of diversity, where people have various cultures, various language, various histories, various aspirations, various ways forward, various ideas. And sum total of this diversity is going to keep this country ahead in the world, is going to be the basis of the progress of this country. And this is what Rahul Gandhi is saying. It is wrong to reduce this entire complex churning within Indian democracy led by Rahul Gandhi into a small battle of Rahul's image versus Modi's image.
Okay, fair enough. Like, this point is quite well taken, that you can't reduce this whole exercise into an exercise of optics. But Rahul Gandhi's visit to US comes at a time when Modi is also headed for US next month. This visit comes in the capacity of leader of the opposition. For the first time, he goes after 2024 elections, and the kind of acceptability which Rahul Gandhi is having now currently in US. People have already started talking about the fact that maybe, there are feelers from Kamala Harris that he might meet them. He's also trying to meet up with various political parties. What kind of a difference will Rahul's visit make, especially when it comes before Modi's trip? And Modi's trip, of course, is next month. Rahul will already have finished his 4 days of US yatra.
Well, this trip is entirely to meet Indians who are living abroad. This trip is organized by Congress Party's Overseas Congress, which is a department of Congress Party, Indian Overseas Congress. And this is an attempt to reach out to people who are Indians living on foreign soil, people who study India, people who are interested in Indian affairs, and generally going and giving Congress point of view and giving what people back in India are thinking. What is happening is that in last few years, it is RSS only which has been reaching out to various think tanks, to various diaspora groups, various universities, and they have been presenting one point of view. Suddenly, the world sees that what has been projected is not true. So they want the real picture. They want to know that why this projection made by RSS through our embassies, through its own organization, using the might of the government, why that projection is wrong, why it has gone wrong. So all those think tanks, all those people who are interested in India, they want to understand that. And this is part of the democratic process, that you reach out, you tell them that there is an alternative reality in India today, which does not conform to the mass propaganda being done by Modi government. Today it is NDA government, no more a Modi government, and it is a question that the powers, that people who are interested in India are asking, why did it happen? So this is a process of a normal political discourse. A normal political, yeah.
No. I was asking that how would you assess the success, or how would you assess the benchmark of success for a trip like US and interactions with the Indian diaspora? Now, if you juxtapose it, of course, with Modi's fanfare and a big event, a huge crowd, people, the buses being filled up to attend Modi's event, and here you have a closed door interaction of Rahul Gandhi, which is on a smaller scale. Do you think that this is a difficult territory to breach into, because 10 years of Modi rule, and where people like Ram Madhav and several others in BJP, they worked a lot to reach out to the Indian diaspora. And now that Congress's overseas department is working hard to reach out to this diaspora, do you think that it's going to take years, or are you hopeful that you will get some good and instant results?
No. It is wrong to see this event as a series of one-day matches or two-day matches. It's not like that. That we have won one match and Modi has won other match. It's part of the process. Narendra Modi, he's an event manager. All his shows over the last 10 years abroad have been big events. Congress Party approach is very different. It's a process-oriented approach. Congress Party is not a new party. In most of the countries, if you go to any African country today, you'll see there's a living history of Congress Party's relationship with those countries. A living history how Congress Party helped those countries to defeat imperialism and become independent. If you go to Southeast Asia, there are countries after countries you'll see who have live tales to tell how Congress Party shaped up their struggle and helped them in firming up democracy in their countries. If you go to countries like Poland, if you go to countries like Hungary, you'll see Congress Party's relationship with them. If you go to countries like Russia, you'll see Congress Party's relationship. You go to countries like Czech Republic, you'll see Congress Party's relationship. Even with countries in Latin America, there have been relationships of Congress Party earlier also. So these visits by Rahul Gandhi are not a new or isolated phenomena. It's a part of a long-standing Congress tradition which helped anti-imperialist movement, which helped non-aligned movement, which helped movement to strengthen democracies in this country. And this relationship is not limited to one-day events. Modi's relationship with these countries is one-day event. Modi's relationship with this country is how he is making India great. Congress party's relationship with this country is how these countries have come out of slavery, how these countries have become robust democracies in many cases, and how these countries can be helped by India in overcoming their challenges. So it is completely two different approach that we have. RSS and Congress party have completely different approach. So we refuse to see it as a one-day, two-day match event. If today we won and tomorrow Modi wins, or tomorrow Modi won and today we are winning. Yesterday Modi won and today we are winning.
Are you thinking that Rahul Gandhi should be campaigning for Kamala Harris? The very fact that Modi tried and campaigned for Donald Trump, do you think that he should be campaigning for Kamala Harris?
There is a sanctity of electoral processes in various countries. Elections are essentially the internal exercise of a nation. Other nations do not intervene in them. What Narendra Modi did was an aberration. And they had to face, because the same government of India then had to go and have working relationship with an alternative party which came to power when Biden won. So in international affairs, you don't do things like that. Yes, there are political parties which are sister political parties. Like Labour Party is a sister political party of Congress Party. There are parties across the world who hold same values. So BJP is a right party, so it may have relationship with the right parties. Congress is a centrist party, is a democratic party, so it will have relationship with parties who hold secular, liberal, constitutional values, republican values. We represent them, so there is a party-to-party relationship. But in elections, you do not go and intervene. There's certain sanctity of the electoral process of a nation.
One quick question, and then we go into the issues about which Rahul Gandhi has spoken today, and that those issues I'll go one by one. But there is a narrative on the social media since the time interactions with Rahul Gandhi have happened that, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, who's the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, he's going to visit US. Rahul Gandhi is already in US. So there is a feeling that there are some active forces within the deep state which are out there to dethrone Narendra Modi. What would you say to these kind of, if I may call it, a conspiracy theory?
You think that we do not trust Indian people? You think we do not trust democracy? We will be able to overthrow Modi government with the help of Indian people through the power of vote. Congress party does not indulge in these activities. Congress party is a party which believes in democracy. That is why, despite all the wrongdoings by Modi government in the last 10 years, we have stuck to our democratic ways. We know we are a party which has a 140 crore population. Population of people, most of them believe in democracy. So we do not need foreign powers to do that. We do not need foreign powers to help us in this. Congress party introduced democracy in this country. Congress party nurtured democracy in this country, and Congress party will move ahead within the democratic framework because this is the core value system for which we stand.
All right, now I'll come to the issues now one by one, and let's first start with what he said about injecting humility and love and respect, which is missing in Indian politics. Now, of course, this is an idea which Rahul Gandhi has been espousing since the time the Bharat Jodo Yatra began. But given the fact that this comes after the 2024 elections and Rahul Gandhi's statement saying that his role continues to be in the form of where he sees himself injecting love, humility, and respect in politics, which is completely missing. Do you think does that put Modi and his party BJP on a back foot?
Rahul Gandhi's and Congress party's politics has always been about love. This is missing in the narrative of BJP. As Rahul Gandhi said today, very candidly, he said in the interview that earlier, whatever he did, he never wanted to communicate. He never wanted to advertise, never wanted to take credit for it. But now experience has told that now he should start communicating it to people. So if you see his previous initiative, whatever happened in Nirvaya case, how his brother was supported by Rahul Gandhi anonymously. Nobody ever knew his brother was made a pilot. You see in case of uh, basically the assassins of his father, assassins of Rajiv Gandhi, they have pardoned them, they have forgiven them. From where this forgiveness comes? And this is not just limited to Rahul Gandhi. If you go through archives, you will see how Nehru, when he was the prime minister, he used to help the family of Bhagat Singh, of Subhash Chandra Bose, of Chandrasekhar Azad. It's on record. And nobody ever knew. It is only now that when historians are digging out, and when BJP, Narendra Modi made those Nehru, Subhash files public, then they discovered, oh, this is the another facet of Nehru, that he, from his personal salary, was supporting so many families of freedom fighters. And there are so many unknown stories of Congress party throughout the country. Because Congress party, after Mahatma Gandhi came up on the scene, always gave a alternative philosophical ideological framework. Congress party under Mahatma Gandhi was the first one to talk of non-violence. Why did he talk of non-violence? Why did he talk of forgiveness? Why did he talk of equality? Why did he talk of unity in diversity? So these are the values which the world knew because Mahatma Gandhi and under his leadership and later Nehru's leadership, Congress party formulated those ideas and brought them on ground and told the world that there is a different type of politics which is possible, which is politics of love. So today, after so many years, somewhere that message was lost. And Rahul Gandhi is reviving that message. That the politics is about compassion. Politics is about taking people together. Politics is not just about power. You have so many stories about Lal Bahadur Shastri that he didn't have a spare coat. He did not have a pair of socks. He was the Prime Minister of India. Why did that happen? You see, these are not stories. These are ways of life. That when Jawaharlal Nehru gives up his entire wealth, and he was one of the richest Indians that time. His father was one of the most renowned lawyers. So this message of love is being revived by Rahul Gandhi in India to counter the hatred and arrogance of Modi government.
But Gurdeep, one question which always intrigues me is the fact that Congress has always espoused the liberal values, secular values, the politics of love. This was the same when we saw the UPA government from 2004 to 2014, those 10 years of UPA rule. But somewhere down the line, people, I think, got fed up. People got too much used to that those secular and liberal ways. And that's the reason why people started loving the ruthless and the muscle politics of BJP. And which is why you had takers for a man like Narendra Modi, and he's ruled for 10 years. So do you think that this mindset change, as far as the people's mindset is concerned, it's a cyclical change which probably happens every 10 years and people try and, look for a change, and which is why Rahul Gandhi is able to consolidate his position more?
No, this is not that simple. I can do a separate program on this because this is not a cyclical issue. Whatever happened in 2011-12, okay, Congress party committed some mistakes. Okay, there were campaigns against Congress party which caught the imagination of people and which voted Congress out. But a large part of it had to do with the new technology of social media. Social media, which made it easier to create imaginary enemies and then rally a mob against those enemies and then draw power from those mobs. And this is what social media. And second thing, social media became a medium where people talked in silos, where where rumor mongering was or fake news was made, it was made easier to spread fake news. And that is why not just in India, in US, in France, in Japan, in Brazil, in Turkey, in so many countries, a similar process happened that far right, far right came into power, because far right always thrives on a political system which creates an enemy and rallies people against that enemy. Liberals don't do that. Liberals, they identify a problem and then give a solution to that problem and demand votes on that basis of the solution. Today also, Rahul Gandhi has identified a problem and is giving a solution and asking people to support him. But the far right doesn't do that. They always have an enemy. So in Indian context, sometimes it was Congress party and its imagined corruption. It was imaginary corruption. There was no real 2G or no real whole scam. It was all imaginary. Nothing happened in that. But they identified a enemy and then rallied people against that enemy, raised passions, and then harvested that power. And later it was sometimes Muslims, sometimes it was people who eat beef, sometimes so on various occasions. And social media's structure made it easier for these forces to spread fake news. It made it easier for these forces to spread rumors and to generate mobs over social media. So that is what happened. And I can do a separate program on this.
Let's move on to some more issues which have just come out of Rahul's interactions with the people in Texas and Dallas. He also spoke about parliamentary proceedings, saying that it's a pleasant war of ideas and words. And then he goes on to say that you go to parliament and then it's like a war. You first fight the war, and reasonably it's fun at times, and then it can be nasty. But it's a war of ideas and words. What was he trying to imply? And how would one see it when you juxtapose Rahul Gandhi with Modi on this particular issue?
Well, Rahul Gandhi said it in a lighter way. Parliament has been reduced by Modi government into a war zone, because Modi government in last 10 years did not allow discussions on the floor of the House. In last few years, for the first time, nation saw ruling benches disrupting the proceedings. The ruling benches today, whenever there's a debate happening, it is the ruling benches who are sloganeering. It is the debates and discussions. Earlier, when UPA was in power, every week, on every Wednesday in both the houses, there used to be a short duration discussion on a topic which used to be of minimum 2.5 hours, one discussion. Every week there used to be 2 calling attention on Tuesday and Thursday. Every week it would happen. Every week there were bills to be discussed. So this was a continuous process where issues other than government business. Parliament is not only for government. Parliament has different roles. One role is to the government proposes and passes new laws. That is one role. Other role is to bring government accountable. And the third role is to discuss issues of public importance. In Modi regime, they have only concentrated on one role, that is to clear the government business. And that also, most of the time, they have tried to do it by force amidst the team. Other two roles, which is making the government accountable, that has been largely compromised, and having discussions on issues of public interest is also not happening. So that is what Rahul Gandhi said, that now it is a war zone of words. So sometimes it does become a bit fun. He says that, okay, बातचीत में उधर से जवाब आता है, इधर से चीज जाती है. But largely, Modi government is guilty of reducing parliament only to common business.
But don't you think the statement again gives the ruling party a political handle to whip Rahul Gandhi? They'll say that, and other issues also, like for example, he wakes up. BJP's
LOPs, Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley, when UP was in power, Sushma Swaraj was leader of opposition Lok Sabha, Arun Jaitley was leader of opposition Rajya Sabha. And they said that disruption is a valid parliamentary tool. They justified disruption. They justified fights within the parliament. They justified people going into the well. They said this is a legitimate parliamentary tool. So on what basis can they criticize Rahul Gandhi today?
Rahul Gandhi has also spoken about caste census, that, a caste census is almost like an X-ray, which we want to we want to get done. Now, do you think that when he speaks internationally in America about an issue like caste census, of course, there is a pressure now from the Supreme Court verdict, which was there, which talks about the sub categories of SC, ST. Now, does it put an added pressure now on the Modi government to conduct a caste census?
Well, caste census is required in this country because of historical reasons. Let me just recap what happened. The freedom movement led by Congress party, it talked of equality because in India there was discrimination on basis of caste. The literacy, education, property, and all positions of power, all positions, almost 100%, except one or two stray things, they went to just few upper castes, which comprised maybe 7 or 8% of this country. 90 to 92% of people of this country, they had no access to education. They had no right to equal right to work. They had no equal right to opportunity. And when Congress drafted the Constitution, the Constituent Assembly under the leadership of Congress party, it drafted what it said, that there will be equality in this country. There will be no discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, religion, language, or area, or gender. So because of that, a new wave came. For the first time in a history of maybe 2000 years, people from other communities started going to schools and colleges. For the first time, because of reservation, they started getting into government jobs. For the first time, they got a share in business, they got a share in government jobs, they got a share in education. Now, because of that, a huge middle class has come up in last 75 years, which belongs to SC, ST, OBC. But now we see that this huge middle class has got access, has got educated, but it is missing from the decision-making strata of the society. This huge middle class of SC, ST, OBC is missing from the political decision-making. It is missing from executive, which is bureaucracy. It is missing from judiciary. It is missing from media. And there are very few corporate from this community. So when 90% of your population is missing from decision-making, is it a good situation for this country? Is it a stable situation? Because at some point of time, these aspirations need to be addressed. And how will you address them? You can only address them by planning. Planning that in future, these communities, they get their share into decision making in executive, politics, judiciary, media, and corporate. These are the 5 areas. And how do you plan? Any planning, we all know, is based on data. So Rahul Gandhi has actually articulated this view that let us get the data. After the data, we will know what is required to be done, and then we can make the policy. RSS has been against it.
Right. No, RSS has been against it, but of late, you saw what Sunil Ambekar said, that it's a sensitive issue.
They now realize that there's a huge support within this 90% population for this idea, because Rahul Gandhi has articulated the aspirations of those sections. And RSS being a political organization, they call them cultural, but they're political organization. So RSS being a political organization now realizes that they cannot remain oblivious to this aspiration of SC, ST, OBC and women. So now they're saying, but this is not RSS actual ideology. You see, I want to put it on record. Let me complete. RSS has a magazine, which is its official magazine called Panchande. In August this year, which is just 4 weeks back, Panchande carried an editorial written by Hitesh, who is the editor of Panchande. And that editorial advocates that caste system is the system which has kept this country united. He writes in as many words कि जो जाति को दगा देगा वो देश के दगा देने जैसा होगा. यानी if you betray your caste, it is betraying your nation. So RSS point of view is very well articulated only 4 weeks back in its own publication that it stands for caste division. RSS stands for caste division. It is only because of the pressure that Rahul Gandhi has articulated that they are making a subtle change. But that day also, they have not said that they want caste census for empowerment. They
No,
said
but why do
caste
you think?
census is for welfare.
Right.
Congress says no, it's not for welfare. It is for bringing those communities into decision making. So
Hmm.
RSS still it has realized that there's a demand for caste census, but it is not agreeing to go full length. It is
Right.
saying that caste census of for few communities for welfare. And what Rahul Gandhi is saying, you count everybody, all the communities for empowerment. And that is a major difference because Congress party ultimately wants a casteless society and RSS wants caste to remain. For them, जो जाति से दगा करेगा, वो देश से दगा करेगा.
No, but why do you think that the government is shying away from this data? What is the biggest hurdle before the government if it is shying away
Because
from
this
getting
data,
justice?
because this data will pave way for more participation of other communities which are down the strata of Indian social composition. And RSS believes in caste system. RSS believes in that. They make no bone about it. Why I mentioned Panjanya editorial, because only 4 weeks back they've articulated it that caste system is one of the factors which has kept this country united and stable, and they want caste system to continue. So they are against caste census.
Right. In fact, I have a number of questions just related to this, but then the interview will become very long. But I want to come to the next issue, and that is the issue on women. What Rahul Gandhi has said about women, that BJP wants women to be restricted to the kitchen work, for them to cook food, but they should not talk about rights. Now, here you have a party like BJP, which claims credit, the so-called credit for passing the women's reservation bill. And when Rahul Gandhi on a foreign soil makes a statement like that, do you think it aggressively exposes BJP and Prime Minister Modi as well?
Well, number one, BJP's real RSS real views were expressed by their chief Mohan Bhagwat on 6th January 2013. And 6th January 2013, he very clearly said that the marriage is a contract between men and women, where women they promise to fulfill the needs of men, and man will protect it. This is the view, and RSS has never uh, withdrawn that view. Number one, but RSS change in views. Whether you say that there are women now active in BJP, there are women MPs from BJP, they have passed women reservation bill. Well, that reservation bill is not seeing the light of the day. That's a separate matter. But this is like a U-turn by RSS, like they always do. Like they never supported Constitution in 1950, but now they say that we support. Like they never unfurled Tiranga on their headquarters till 1991. Now they do because of a court order. Like they opposed computers in 80s, now they support IT. Like they opposed caste census, now they say they're supporting caste census. Like they have always been silent and passively supportive of lynching cow and beef issues. And now today they say that there should be no lynching. So RSS is quite used to these U-turns. But what is the historical background? Today, RSS is talking of women equality because of Congress Party's ideology, because Congress Party has made women equality agenda of this country not today, but from 1931, from the Karachi Resolution. And when the constitution was framed, and when the first government was formed, and when this entire issue came, Jawaharlal Nehru and Dr. Ambedkar, they piloted a Hindu code bill which had 6 things, Neelu. And this is important to understand RSS stand today. The 6 things were that there should be same property rights to daughters and widows. There should be a maintenance to a person who's a woman who has been deserted by her husband. There should be intercaste marriage should be permissible. There should be right to divorce to both husband and wife. There should be monogamy, only one marriage. And intercaste adoption should be allowed. And when this bill was presented, there was a huge opposition by RSS that time against this bill. And of course, there were many people from within Congress party also, who didn't want, they were saying that Constituent Assembly, and I'm quoting, Constituent Assembly has no right to interfere with the personal laws of Hindus which are based on Dharma Shastra. This was RSS line. And to formalize this line, on 11 December 1949, RSS held a huge public meeting in Ramlila ground in Delhi against single marriage, against property right to women, against right to divorce. They were against these rights. RSS did. And then the first election that Nehru contested in 1952 from Phulpur, Hindu Mahasabha, RSS and Jansangh, they put together one single candidate, Prabhu Ram Brahmachari, whose only agenda was single line agenda. If Nehru is defeated, then this Hindu code bill will not be passed, which gives equal rights to women. This was the only agenda on which the first Lok Sabha election of this country was contested. Of course, Nehru defeated them squarely. And after that, because of so many complications within the Congress party also, he could not brought a single bill, but he brought 4 different bills. Monogamy was made possible. Women were given right to divorce. Women were given right to, the couples were given right to adopt children from any community. Intercaste marriages were allowed. Even at that time, equal right to properties was not allowed, which was made a law by UPA government after 50 years. RSS opposed all these steps. Now, over last 70 years, 72 years, it has become a fact. Now, because of these things, because of rights given to women by the Congress party, by Nehru, and by Ambedkar at that time, women have grown. Women have become a power in this country. So today, RSS says that they are changing this stand, and they are changing this stand. This is not a unsolicited thing. Sunil Ambedkar last year wrote a book, The RSS Roadmap for 21st Century. The same Sunil Ambedkar who gave a U-turn on caste census. He wrote a book, and he says in that book the impact of the intensive work done on women, which is after 52, is felt across the parivar, RSS parivar. And now they are adjusting to the reality. And now they are changing their policies. And this is what Rahul Gandhi said, that today if RSS talks of equality of women, it is because of the philosophy of Congress party, which was woven into the Constitution of India. And in last 70 years, the program by Congress party on the ground, the policies of Congress party, they have made women strong, they've made women educated, they've made women equal in so many spheres of life. This is our ideology. RSS is not forced to change their stand.
Right. No, but this is what RSS is. But you find BJP a little better than RSS because it talks about triple talaq, it talks about women issues. Prime Minister says, "Oh, we provided chulhas, for the women who had smoky and teary eyes." So all of this kind of a narrative. So do you find
BJP is only a political arm of RSS. RSS core ideology remains what it remains, which, as I said about caste, they wrote in August in their newspaper. BJP adjusts its sails to the winds. It takes the public support, then brings in RSS agenda. If you see, in 2013, what was the agenda of Modi government? It was development. Modi government never said, Modi, when he was campaigning to form the government, the agenda of BJP was against corruption and for development. And what happened in the last 10 years? Once BJP got the power, RSS introduced its agenda. So this is a relationship that, when you're digging a tunnel, so there's a machine which goes ahead and does the excavation. So BJP is that machine. Once that tunnel is dug, then RSS will come in and then implement its own core philosophy.
Now, last two, three very clickbaity questions I want to ask you, and that is his Rahul Gandhi's comment on China. He's gone ahead, lauded China for its production potential, and he says that America, UK, all the Western countries, they've outsourced everything to China, and which is why China is doing very well as far as the manufacturing potential is concerned. Now, I have seen a lot of legacy media channels today saying that, it's a controversial statement. He's gone ahead and praised China. Now, what would you say to this? I mean, are they missing the woods for the trees? Or are they just trying to distort what Rahul Gandhi is saying? I really want a clear answer from you on this. Because they've got a handle to whip Rahul Gandhi again.
Well. Rahul Gandhi did not laud China. He stated a fact that
this is what the headlines. This is what the headlines on legacy media say, that he's lauded China.
No. That's the twist that they give. He mentioned a fact that China is the production center of the world today. And the fact remains that today Indian trade with China is so lopsided that we are importing 80% and exporting 20% to China. Why is it happening? This is what Rahul Gandhi is asking the question. That China's production has captured the world market, including Indian market. What has Modi government done in 10 years? What has Modi government done? Today, everything comes from China in India. Out of 125 billion, 100 billion is our import from China, and 25 billion we are exporting to China. So this is the reality of today, and that is what Rahul Gandhi said, that this reality cannot continue if you have to give employment to your people. The employment to these people will not come only from high capital, high technology intensive areas. High technology intensive areas like information technology, like medicine, will give employment to a certain section of our society. It cannot give employment to 140 billion population. So to give employment to all of India, you need blue collar jobs. Today, blue collar jobs are not in India. Make in India has flopped. There's no production. The production is going down in India, especially in northern states. So what Rahul Gandhi is saying, that countries like Vietnam, countries like Bangladesh, they have captured manufacturing market, not just China. And what we need to do is, we have to capture that market back. What is anti-national in this? Anti-national is that after 10 years, this is the 11th year of Modi government, you are completely dependent on China on everything, for everything. And China is encroaching your land. It's not going back for the last 3 years.
Gurdeep, 2-3 questions, very brief answers I would request you to give to that. Giriraj Singh today said that Rahul Gandhi is a Deshdrohi because he said things against RSS. I want you to respond on that. Calling LOP a Deshdrohi, if he goes on a foreign soil, he becomes a Deshdrohi because he's attacking RSS, because he's talking about the policies of the government which have failed. What would you say? Very, very briefly.
For Giriraj Singh, RSS may be the nation. For Rahul Gandhi and Congress Party, India is the nation.
All right. Now, my final question, and that's how we've titled it. So, whole lot of issues Rahul Gandhi has spoken about in the capacity of the leader of the opposition. He goes to US. Every time he goes on a foreign soil, there's some sort of a controversy which is generated. Now, when he wraps up his visit at the end of 4 days, when he returns, do you think that this time the controversies will be lesser? Because now the troll army is almost... it almost looks vacant because they don't have any issue to talk about. They don't have a freshness in terms of ideas. And they're almost on the back foot because of what Rahul Gandhi is talking about. So you expect lesser number of controversies, or you expect something bigger when he returns?
Well, we do not care for controversies now. Let us understand, in last 10 years, BJP has reached to almost every citizen of this country through WhatsApp with their hate agenda, with their propaganda. And yet, 63% of India does not believe in them. 63% India is not communalized. 63% India does not believe in the version which BJP gives to this nation. 63% of India has not fallen trap to BJP's communal, hate-filled, fake news propaganda. So we are talking to that 63. The rest who voted for BJP, a large section of them will come back to the opposition parties because they're not getting jobs. They're tired of price rise. They're tired of social insecurity. So many things are happening in this country which are troubling common man, and a large section will come back to opposition parties today, and this government will be voted out in coming elections. And you'll see in Haryana, you'll see in Maharashtra, you'll see in Jharkhand, you'll see in Jammu Kashmir how people will vote them out. So we are not at all bothered by what propaganda they do against Rahul Gandhi. We are here to say what we are doing, how Congress party feels, and what is the ideology and program of Congress party.
So my final question, and with that question, I'll wind up the show, that if you're not bothered about controversies, if Rahul Gandhi is raising all the right issues which are clicking with the people, so has Rahul Gandhi outshined Modi's dominance? My final question to you.
Well, again, I'll say Rahul Gandhi is the hope of people of India who are feeling the burnt from the policies of Modi and his government. And that's a fact today. He is the one person who has become the rallying point for all people, and people who are suffering from the policies, people who are aspirational, people who want India to grow. He's become a singular rallying point because he has been consistent, he has been daring, he has been fearless, and he has never ever compromised with the RSS ideology. He has never ever compromised with what he feels. He says what he feels, and that is what he said today. That the best thing is that whatever you feel, you are able to say it. That transparency is there in Rahul Gandhi.
Right. So we'll have to wait and watch when Rahul Gandhi returns, and if at all newer controversies arise. Thank you so much, Gurdeep, for joining on HW News Network. It was wonderful having you on the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.